hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and today is the last chance to finish off your entry to Swipe Right. You've got till 4 p.m. tomorrow, so do give that a go. That is out there. Now, Simon, I remind you, is well, he's fine. He's just been posting some pre-recorded videos. That's going to end shortly. What else have we got? We've got George the Toad's website. Go to www.georgethetoad.co.uk to see the incipient new Cracking the Cryptic website, which George has created and curated. It's really, really clever. There's lots going on there. And yes, Patreon, we're running out of time, but there are loads of other content on Patreon, and we will be bringing you a new hunt next month, which we're really looking forward to bringing to you. That's going to be great. What else we got going on? I mean, on Patreon, there's crosswords and connections. On the links under the video, there are SVEN'S SUDOKU PAD, our merchandise. There's all of the apps. You can find your way to all of the apps there, which do include line Sudoku, but also Fog of War, the rather brilliant new Sudoku app that we've got out. But today we are doing a puzzle, or a series of puzzles in fact, apparently, that has been recommended by none other than juggler Michael Lefkowitz. And these puzzles are by a combination of Sujoyku and Marty Sears. And with pedigree like that, this is an absolutely no-brainer situation. We have to have a go at these puzzles. Juggler says Sujoyku and Marty Sears have come up with something new, and there's an ascending challenge. So I'm going to have a go at that, and we'll be looking first of all at a 4x4. I imagine this will change, and I hope we'll find out how. Otherwise there'll be a little gap in the video when I get on to the next one. Anyway, that's all assuming I can get through the 4x4. Do try this on the link under the video. There may be more than one link, but I only know one link at the moment, and I'm going to try this puzzle. I'm going to read the rules now. Normal 4x4 Sudoku rules apply, which means placing 1 to 4 in every row, every column, and every marked region. Digits separated by a black dot are in a 1 to 2 ratio, and the difference between two adjacent digits on a coloured line indicates exactly how many pairs of adjacent digits along that line have that exact difference. So if this was, I don't know, what, 1 and 3, then that would be a difference of 2, and that would say there were 2 differences of 2 along this line. So it's like a counting circles rule, but for differences along lines. Interesting. Let's restart the clock and see how, I mean, I don't know really what I'm timing for, but anyway, let's see how we do. So the first thing I'm going to do is with the black dot, which in a 1, 2, 3, 4 Sudoku doesn't have a 3 on it, and does have a 2 on it, actually. So this pair of digits is either 3, 1 or 3, 4. Now, if it was 3, 4, the difference would be 1, and that would say that there was only one difference of 1 on this line, which would obviously be that one, and this would have to be a different difference, but that wouldn't work. Okay, probably the way to look at this is that there are a line of length 3 has 2 adjacencies along it, 2 instances of digits being adjacent. And that 2 number we have to make up with numbers of differences. And those different numbers, those different differences contribute to that number. In the same way as if we had 2 circles in a counting circles puzzle, they would both have to contain the number 2, because if you put 1 in one of them, you'd need another 1, 1 in the other, and that would break the rule. So the difference is 2, and that is a 1, 3 pair. This is now odd and is a 1 or a 3. This is now a 2, 4 pair. And this now has 2 differences of 2. That digit must be the same as that one. That is 1 or 3 by Sudoku. These are 2 or 4. Now we turn to the purple line. Obviously the colours don't really matter. These are just lines. Now, the difference here is either 1 or 3. It could be either. That's interesting. It makes the puzzle feel a bit more hard to solve than I'd expected. Okay, why do I say the difference could be either 1 or 3? Because on this line there are 3 adjacencies, 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. Now you could have a 3 difference in each case. If it would have to go 1, 4, 1, 4 to have that difference of 3. Now, I can actually tell you that oh no, I was going to say that doesn't happen. I don't know that. That could happen. So this is always odd. Right. That's always odd if this goes 3, 3, 3, 3 as the differences. However, the difference here could be 1 between odd and even. That would be the one instance of 1 difference that would be allowed. And then you'd have 2 more adjacencies that would have to be both differences of 2. Well, that's possible. Now, okay, in every... that's weird. This is always going to be even. Because if this went 1, 4, 1, 4, that's a 4. If this goes difference of 1 to an even number, and then differences of 2, we go even, even. So this is always even. Now I am colouring in this 4x4 puzzle and finding the 4th blue there, 1 or 3. This digit, the violet digit, is there. Now, I don't know if that has to be here. See, in my 2 schemes, in one of them, this is the other 1 or 3. But in the other one, this is a 2 or a 4. How do I figure this out? That's fine. Oh, goodness, I don't know. So if this went 1, 4, 1, 4, is there a problem there? That would be the... oh, right, I've just worked out that this digit is always this digit. Whether this goes with differences of 3, 1, 4, 1, 4, or whether it has differences of 2 between those cells and those cells. If this starts as a 2, that's a 4, that's a 2. If this starts as a 4, that's a 2, that's a 4. This is always the same colour. Right, so now I've found out that this is the other odd digit, and now I do know about the differences. This is, for a 4x4, that was surprisingly deep. So this one, sorry, what I found out was that could never be even, because it would either be because that was going to be the same digit as that. That's the only place it could go in box 3. And then we have both even digits in column 3. That's how it worked. Now, I still have to find out what the numbers are. It's all very well parity colouring. Now we have differences of 2. No, we have odd differences there. Well, it can't be 1 in both cases. So this is the 3 difference line. This does go 1, 4, 1, 4. Gosh, this puzzle did not do what I was expecting, whatever that was. These are 1s, these are 3s, and there we go. Congratulations, you've completed part 1. You can now move on to part 2, and I'm going to click that, and we'll see how we get on with part 2. So the rules are normal 6x6 rules this time, so 1 to 6 in every row, column, and 2x3 area, and then the rest of the rules are exactly the same. Digits separated by a black dot are in a 1 to 2 ratio. And again, the difference between 2 adjacent digits on a coloured line indicates how many pairs of adjacent digits along that line have that exact difference. So same rules, loads more lines, different lengths. Let's start with the short one. Right, yeah, this is the same deal. You can't have differences of 1. There are 2 differences on this 3-cell line, so they must both be the same. They must be 2 differences of 2, and therefore we're staying in the same parity each time. So this is one single parity. In a 6x6 Sudoku, you have 3 cells of one parity and 3 cells of the other. So these 3 are the other. Now, on this 3-cell line, it's the same thing. It doesn't matter that it changes boxes. But this time, I don't know how to relate this new parity color to green and purple. So I'm going to make that yellow. The other 2 in this column, where obviously one of those is yellow and the other one is red, must be red to make up the numbers. Now I'm going to have to consider another line. I haven't really found out about the parities yet. The black digit is going to have an even number on, or 2 of them. The black digit, the black dot. Right, we've got red there. How am I meant to figure this out? Along here we've got 2 purples and a green. This is a 5-cell line which has 4 adjacencies. Those 4 adjacencies are either 4 lots of a difference of 4. That cannot work, because if you had started with a 1 here, you'd have a 5 here, and you'd have to go back to a 1 here, and that would break Sudoku. So, and the same would apply to any of 1, 5, 2, or 6 that you started with here. So there's not 4 differences of 4 on this line. So there must be 1 difference of 1 and 3 differences of 3. I think the same will apply to this line, which has the same number of adjacencies. In fact, all the lines we have left are 5-cell lines. And therefore, if we can't go differences of 4, which would keep the same parity all the way along the line, then we're going to alternate parities. Every difference of 1 or 3 alternates parities. So I can colour this one. Now I've got my 3 yellows in this region, and these go red. Now this, oh wait, I had not established whether this line might have differences of 4 all the way along, and it could. Oh bother, this could go 1, 5, 1, 5, 1. Okay, we still know that these digits have the same parity as the starting digit, so that's interesting. Along these 5-cell lines, every other digit has the same parity. So those are the same parity. And these 2 must be the same parity as each other. And they must not be green. They must be purple. This is green to complete. So I know they're not green because we'd have 4 greens in the row. So they're purple. Now we need 3 greens in the row. So we are changing parity on this line. Actually, that was the line I knew we were changing parity on. Now I just know what that parity is. And for green and purple, I've now got 2 purples on the black dot, and I know that purple is even because a black dot needs at least 1 even digit on. So I'm converting to orange for odd and blue for even in the top, in boxes 1 and 2. Now, I still need to convert red and yellow. These 2 are the same parity on the green line. Okay, this is a bit complex, but I'm going to take it. What we've learnt about these 5-cell lines is the parity stays the same for positions 1, 3, and 5. So these 2 have the same parity. Well, that's fine. I don't know whether it's yellow or red, but I know that it means that these 2 have the same parity in this row. And they can't be yellow because that would put 4 yellows in box thingy, box 3. So they're red. They're yellow, that makes the last cell there yellow. Now in this box I can count that orange must be the same as yellow. So I'm going to turn all my yellows orange, I'm going to turn all my reds blue. These are both blue to make up the numbers. Now I've got that as blue. This line is alternating in parity, and that's blue. This line is not alternating in parity, so all of its cells are blue. This is a difference of 4 line. I can do some counting and get the last 3 oranges there. Oranges there by Sudoku, blues there. Then I can count each column and finish colouring the grid for parity. Now I need to work out some numbers. Do I start with the black dot, or do I start with this line which alternates by 4s? I don't know. Okay, the black dot, yes I do know. The black dot has 2 even digits and is therefore a 2-4 pair. And the 3 even numbers in this puzzle are 2, 4 and 6. So that's a 6. This is a 2-4 pair. That's 2 or 4. One of these is a 6, and the difference on these short lines is 2. So that's a 6-4 pair, and that's a 2. That's 4, that's 2. This difference is 2, so that's 4, that's 6. Okay, and this can't be a 4 because we have differences of 4 along this line. So that goes 2, 6, 2, 6, 2. Now I can fill in the remaining even digits in the puzzle. That's a 4, 4, and 6. They're all done. Now I have to do the odd digits. And here, I'm very tempted. This line had to have the middly digit in the middle. This one doesn't, though, because it could have a repeat digit. Okay, let's think about the 6 on this line. This line is having parities of... having differences of once 1 and 3 times 3. Oh, so this digit can't be 5 because that would be 2 differences of 1. It can't be 1 because that would involve a difference of 5. So that's 3. There's the difference of 1. The other differences along the line are of 3. And I get to fill in those numbers. And that is probably going to help me just complete the puzzle by Sudoku. It really is. Look at that. It just fills in by Sudoku. Beautiful. Well, up to this point, I get a 3 there. Now I've got a 1-5 deadly pattern that's going to be resolved by this pinkish line. What are our differences on this line now? They are 3 lots of 3. Right, whatever I put here is repeated. So it can't be a 5, or there'd be 2 differences of 1. So that's a 1. Now I can fill in the rest by Sudoku. And just before I put the last digit in, let's check the differences. 2, 2, 3, 1, 3, 3, 1, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4, 2, 2. Perfect. There we go. We've completed part 2. And we can move on to part 3. I believe part 3 is the last part. It's a 9 by 9. And of course, it's exactly the same rules, except normal Sudoku rules apply, 1 to 9 in every row, column, and box. Okay, let's give this a try. Where on earth do we start in a biggie? We've got a little square for the first time. We've got 2 cell lines for the first time as well. They have a difference of exactly 1 on. Let's look at box 7. There's a difference of 1 there, so that's 1 odd and 1 even. The same there. Here, the 3 cell lines, I mean, I learnt this before. Why can't I remember it? It's 2 differences of 2. So they're all the same parity. These have 1 of each parity. And that is going to use all 5 of green, and therefore green is odd, because blue doesn't have 5 in a box. It only has 4. So those are orange. These are going to use the other 2 orange. These are both blue. So on this 3 adjacencies line of 4, we have an even difference. So we've got to have 2 differences of 2 and 1 of 1. Now, I think that means we know the parity of this cell. So a difference of 2 there, and we're on to even. If it was then a difference of 2, that would be even. Then the difference of 1, that would be odd. If it was the difference of 1 next, that would be odd. But then there's a difference of 2, and that would be odd again. That is always odd. I don't know what this is, but that's always odd. The 5th odd in the column is in one of those cells, because it's a 2-cell line with an odd and an even on. Difference of 1. And now those are all even. Now we're on to another 3 adjacency line with 1 even already in place. So again, I know this digit is odd, because we either go even odd or odd even. It's exactly the same argument as for here. And then I might have run out of things to do. So I need to add up the lengths of these lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there are 10 adjacencies. You know that could be 1, 2, 3, 4, and probably is. On this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there are 7 adjacencies. These 2 are 5-cell lines. So we learned from the last puzzle, and this is a 4-cell line. Oh, hang on though. It's not a 4-cell line with 3 adjacencies like this one. There are 4 adjacencies in the square. Oh, that's very odd, because it links back to itself. So this is either 4 adjacencies of 4, or 1 adjacency of 1 and 3 adjacencies of 3. I don't even know if you could do that. I'm not sure if I could. I'm probably going to have to work that out, but it feels complicated. Oh, that was odd, and this is a black dot, so that's even, and that's odd. And in fact, this is 1 or 3 to be an odd number on a black dot, but I don't think it can be 1, because those 2 would be the same. So that's 3. The differences on this line are 2. Ah, maybe we can do digits in this puzzle. That's a 6. The difference on this line is 1. The odd digit on this line is 9. This is a 2-4 pair, and that difference of 2 is good. Now, this is either a difference of 2 or 1, and then so is this. Now, this digit is 7 or 9 by Sudoku, but I can only max the difference between that and that at 3. So I can fill in 7 and 4. This is now 5 or 6 to bridge the gap, but it's not 6 by Sudoku, so it's 5, so it's odd, and this line now works. Difference of 2 there, a second difference of 2 there, and a single difference of 1. 9 is the odd digit there. These are 2, 4, 6. That is a difference of 2, so it includes the digit 4. This is 1, 3, or 9 by Sudoku. Doesn't have to be 3 away from that digit, it could be 1 away. Okay, the odd digit here is not a 1. It sees a 9, it sees 5 and 7. It could be 1 or 3, but if it was 1, it would be on this line with a 2. So this is a 3-4 pair. That's the 6 in the box. Oh, I like getting to do some Sudoku in my Sudoku puzzle. This is a 3, 8, 9 triple. Now, how could that be 8? It certainly couldn't be 9, because there'd be a difference of 3 at least there. Could it be 8? If that was 6, 8, sorry, 4, 6, 8, 9, yes, that would be fine. Okay, let's look up here. We've got 1, 5, and 7. I should do some parity colouring, really, where I know what's going on, like there and there. Now, hang on. First of all, what I'm going to do is look at this line, where we learnt from the previous puzzle that we're always putting evens in the alternate cells. Now, this one cannot be differences of 4, because it would go 6, 2, 6, 2, 6, and you'd have a clash of 6s. So this is differences of 1 and 3, and therefore we know that those 2 cells are odd. This one, well, actually there are 4 candidates. I'm not filling those in. This is odd. Same deal applies. Those are both odd. We don't know about these. Could they both be even? It's actually, yeah, hang on. This one won't be available for differences of 4. No, it won't, because surely all of these would be from either the 159 set or from the 7-3 set. Yeah, that's got to be right. So this is again a difference of 1 and 3 differences of 3, and those are even. That's all the even cells in box 2, and those go odd. This is now 1 or 3 on the black dot, and that's 2 or 6. Now, these are both odd, which is not surprising. In fact, maybe I should have known that was coming. We could have 4 differences of 4 and just go 1, 5, 1, 5 around here. Although that would give us a uniqueness problem, I think, but it is at least theoretically possible. I'm not allowed to use uniqueness to solve the puzzle because it wouldn't prove there was only one solution, which is part of what we do on the channel. So these include an 8. They are from 2, 4, 6 and 8. That's the same digit as that. I don't know anything about long lines, so I don't really want to start there and think about this yet. Okay, what about this line? It has 1 difference of 1 and 3 differences of 3. Can I work out that it doesn't end in a 6 somehow? Yes, I can, I think. Because in terms of increases from 6, you would have to match the pluses as you went along the line with the minuses, but you've got 3 3s and a 1. You're never going to match the 1 against the 3 3s, because you can have 2 ups of 1 and 3, but they're matched against 2 downs of 3 and 3, and you're always going to end up with a different digit here. Do you see what I'm saying? What I'm trying to talk about is, could you come back to a 6 with differences of 1, 1 and 3 3s along this line? And I'm saying no, because your pluses would have to equal your minuses. And your pluses are selected from 3 increments of 3 and a 1, and your minuses are selected from the same number. But you're never going to match. Even if you had only 1 plus and 3 minuses, you'd never match. No, you can never get to the same number. So that's a 2 and that's a 1. These now are 4, 6, 8, and that's a 2. This is now a 4, 6 pair. Yes, this can't be a 3, can it? Or we'd have a difference of 6 there. That's probably been very obvious for a little while. I hadn't seen it, but I have now. That is going to have to be a 6, so there's a difference of 2, and this is going to have to be a 9, so there's a difference of 1. This can no longer be a 1 from what we did on the orange line. These are all odd. Now, this is either 1 or 3 away from a 2, so it's 3 or 5. I didn't want to pencil mark this, but it is 3, 5, 7 or 9. It's not 1. This is not 3 or 1. Oh, I was trying to put off working this thing out. What's going on there? Or maybe along this line, right. Ah, yes, okay, there can't be, right, this V matters. That's it, right. there can't, on this blue line, there are 3 differences of 3 and only 1 of 1. 2 of the differences of 3 can't be there, or we'd have to have a difference of 6 between those 2 digits, which is no longer possible. Therefore, there is a difference of 1 and a difference of 3 between those, and this, I was going to say this falls in the middle. Yes, it does. No, I don't know. But we've used up the difference of 1 there. So these 2 differences are both of 3. Maybe that doesn't actually help me decide what to do. That's really weird. Okay, I'm going here first. Sorry. I mean, I know that one of these 2 differences is a 1 difference, but I'm not sure that that helps me. I'm going to look here, because if that is a difference of 1, then all the remaining differences on the line are of 3, and this would be a 6. 2, 3, 6. If that is the difference of 3, then this could be to a difference. I don't know. This can never be 4. And no, I don't even think that's right. I don't know. Absolutely stuck. Right. Well, this can't be a 1-7 pair, because that would be a difference of 6. So 5 is in those cells. It can't even be a 1-5. Oh no, we said it could be a 1-5 pair if there were 4 differences of 4 around here. But now it can't be, because, oh no, it could be 1-5-9-5. Oh, there can't be differences of 2 on this line. Oh, once we discovered it was all odd, it was differences of 4. Ah, I'm such a numpty. Once we discovered it was all odd, there can't be differences of 2, because you couldn't make up the other 2 differences. Right, this is all differences of 4. That can't be a 7, so it's a 5. This is definitely 9. This is definitely 1, and that's a 5. And we've made it up, and we haven't got a uniqueness problem. We've got a 7 here. This is a difference of 3, so that's 4. Then this is not 4. What's that? This is... That could be 6 if we went 7, 4, 7, 6. In fact, what have we got over here? 1, 3, and 5. We've got to have a difference of 3 between those 2. So this is not a 1. Now, we've got a 5 there, so that's a 3. There's our difference of 1. Then we're having differences of 3 on this line, and that must be a 3. Partly by Sudoku and partly by the difference rule. That's an 8. Difference of 3 to 5. This is bridging the gap between 4 and 8, but it's odd. It's either 5 or 7. That is a 7 though, so now we've got the 5 there. Oh, it's very clever, this stuff. Sujoyku and Marty Sears. Right, that is 2, 6, and 9. This 3-cell line has differences of 2. They're all the same parity. So that's a 2, 6 pair. That's a 4 in the middle of them. Let's colour that stuff. That's now a 9. Oh my goodness, we've got an 8 difference on this line. What were there? There were 10. We're going to have 8 8s and 2 2s as differences. So assuming this is right, and it really does cast some doubt over that, everything on this line is now orange. I mean, I'm going to have to backtrack quite a bit if this is wrong. But look, we got all the oranges in column 5, so they're blue. We've got, that must be a 1 because we don't have a difference of 6. On this green line, we only have differences of 8 or 2. This can't be a 3, so it is a 9. This could be 7 or... Oh, hang on. No. This is really strange. On this long line, I think we're going to have the differences of 8 all come first. Because if you ever get off 1 and 9, if you get into 3, 5 and 7, you can never have... Oh, no. Okay, if it went 9, 7, 9, then you'd be back onto 1, 9. Oh, but hang on, here we're not going to have 1 and 9 4 times. So the two differences of 2 are in this box, so they're not in the other bits of the line. Now, these are 3 and 9. The 1 is here. The 1 must be on the line somewhere, because there is one more 9, 1 grouping in this box. That can't be a 3, because then you'd have 1, 9, 1. Sorry, you'd have 1, 3, 1. You'd use the two differences of 2. That would be a 9, but this would have to be a 1 again, because you'd have used both differences of 2. So that's a 9, that's a 3, and that's a 5. The two differences of 2 come at the very end of the line. That is so clever. What absolute class. These are 4s and 8s. Now, this is odd, and it is a 7, and that must be an 8. Ah! Oh, it's brilliant. That's orange. These are blue. I know which one is 4. That's a 2, 6 pair. This 8, 9 is resolved. That 2, 1 is resolved. This is a 2, 7 pair. That's going to be interesting here when I start thinking about this blue line, which is actually the last line in the puzzle somehow now. Oh, and we're going to think about it here, because we've got a 6 and a 2, and that's a difference of 4. Actually, I'm just going to do as much Sudoku as I can first. That's the kind of guy I am. So, look at that. 1 and a 3, 8 pair. 9, 5, 7 get filled in there. 2, 4, 6 along here. And that one can't be a 4. We can never have a difference of 0 on the line. I've never thought of that before, but it would be a very bad count, because it would say there were 0 differences of 0 on the line. That's quite an amusing sidelight. Oh, 7, look at that. It's dealing with all the pairs higher up. 8, 7, that 8, make this 8, 3. I might back into this whole line, which would be marvellous, and quite un-Marty Sears-like, if I may say so. These are from 2, 3, 4, 6. And that is 5 or 6. That is 2, 6 or 8. So, now we finally consider this line, which has a difference of 4, and therefore 4 differences of 4, and we found 2 of them. But a difference of 3 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's only 7 adjacencies. So there are 4 adjacencies of differences 4, and 3 of differences 3. So this can't be a difference of 2. That is a 6. This needs to be a difference of at least 3, so that's a 6. This now can't be 6 or 4 or 2, that is a 3. And now we have 2 differences of 4 and 2 more there. And in the middle of those, we have 3 differences of 3, and it's all working fine. That is absolutely wonderful. What a puzzle. You know, there are days when this job is just utter joy, and today is one of them. Right, before I put in that 4, some of you would like me to complete all the colouring. You know who you are. Let's hope I've got it right and not made one single colouring error, because that'll irritate exactly that same constituency of people. There we go. Congratulations. You've completed all 3 parts of the puzzle, as have 207 people. And they are 207 of the happiest people in the world already. And I have joined their ranks, and my life is better for doing that puzzle. Unquestionably. I hope your life is better for either watching the video, doing the puzzle yourself, or enjoying my joy. But thank you to Sujoyku, Marty Sears, and of course Juggler for the recommendation. What a brilliant set of puzzles. What an intriguing discovery. We'll see you again soon on the channel. Bye for now.